Hello viewers, I'm at Corriganville Park in Simi Valley, California. This will be a filming location for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And this area here, this is where they built the old the Spahn Ranch movie set, right here on top of these foundations. These foundations are left over from Silvertown that used to be here when Corriganville was in its heyday, and the buildings where they filmed. So when they built the Spahn Ranch set right here, they covered all this with dirt and they put the buildings over this to hide all this, and then they strategically hide everything else, all these other buildings that you see. Now the real Spahn Ranch is about 3.8 miles away from here, and it's just over that way in between Simi and Chatsworth. So that's why the hills, the real Spahn Ranch and the fake Spahn Ranch, the background will look very familiar because of the rocky hills we share with Chatsworth. Anyway, this is when Cliff Booth, after he visits George Spahn at his house. George Spahn's house, they built it just right up here. This is after he's done talking to George. He's walking back towards his car. And this is where he talks to Pussycat. And then just about right over here would be where she climbs up on the bug and yells at him that George isn't blind. He's the blind one. So that's where they put George's house, just right there up on this little hill right here. So he starts walking back towards his car. He's walking this way. And then shot here, this is when he's walking past the buildings, the Longhorn Saloon. He'd be walking right here towards his car. So this is about where he would be, and this is about where they put the buildings. And they made the buildings look exact. If you look at old pictures of the buildings at the real Spahn Ranch and what they did for the movie here, they made good detail of making sure they got everything right, so it really looks authentic. Anyway, Cliff Booth is walking this way. He visits George up there, the house. He's walking by the building. The building's right here. He's walking this way. And this is about where he starts to, right over here, where he realizes his tire's flat on his car. And then he starts, after he tells the hippie to fix the tire, he starts beating up on him. And then so this spot right here, this is where Cliff is about ready to punch the hippie, and he says, "Ladies," and he punches him. So they're standing, you see that tree right there, that tree, that's this one right here. And then the set where the girls are standing, they are right here. So this is where he's let's see, he's about standing right about here. And then right there, that's called Gorilla Rock, which is right up there. But there it is. So he's about ready to punch the hippie. Ladies. And then after and this is Cliff after he's done beating up on the hippie. This is where he's standing. He's telling him to fix the tire. And that's the corral and the barn in the background there. This is where they built the corral and the barn. So There you go, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood filming location. Just Cliff Booth at Spahn Ranch. Alright, thanks for watching.